Hello, welcome to Wet Metro Book Club. Today is number 107, and we're reading from Acts 18. And then we're talking about Paul's adventure, I guess that's what you would call it. I think it was for him because he loved what he does. Now he's leaving Athens, and he's going to Corinth, and he meets with Timothy and Silas. And he also met a couple named Aquila and Priscilla, and he worked with them as a tent maker, which was one of his professions also. He taught in the synagogue every Sabbath, and the Jews began to reject his message, so he turned his attention to the Gentiles. Now Crispus was a ruler of the synagogue, and many of the Corinthians believed and were baptized under Paul's teaching. God appeared to Paul in a vision and told him to continue preaching in Corinth. He remained in the city for a year and 6 months. Then Paul, he sails to Antioch in Syria. He was joined by Aquila and Priscilla, and when they stopped in Ephesus, Paul went into the synagogue and taught. The Jews asked him to stay a longer time, but he had to decline. His ship sailed to Caesarea, where he disembarked and continued to Antioch. And he embarks on another missionary journey, and after spending some time in Antioch, Paul set out again to visit the disciples in Galatia and Phrygia. In Ephesus, there was a man named Apollos, who is described as an eloquent man, and he's competent in the scriptures. He taught about Jesus, but didn't have a complete understanding of Jesus' message. Aquila and Priscilla pulled him aside and explained to him the way of God more accurately. And afterwards, he powerfully refuted the Jews and used the scriptures to prove Jesus was the Christ. An application we find here is discerning the will of God, and the best course of action isn't always easy. In the last chapter, God kept Paul from preaching in some of the locations he intended to go. God sent Paul to Macedonia, a place he'd never intended to go. Chapter 18, Paul visited Ephesus, where people asked him to stay to teach, but he decided to continue the journey to Antioch. He told them he would return if it was God's will. God doesn't draw out a roadmap for our lives. We must remain flexible, ask for wisdom, and always trust that He will lead us where we need to go. God bless.